I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this. Stop this. We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad.
Remember that clip that went viral as if it were breaking NBA news? The one that flooded every basketball account online? It was Bronny James checking into the game for the Lakers. The moment was presented like a legendary finals entrance, as if the arena should have been raining confetti. But there was one small detail everyone seemed to overlook. It was only a preseason game.
Bronny James is averaging 0.3 points, 0.3 assists, and 0.4 rebounds. You know what people are saying. You know what they're gonna do to this kid.
Let's forget the hype for a moment and look strictly at the numbers. Bronny played 24 minutes in that opening game and attempted 12 shots, but only one went in. His lone basket came from beyond the arc. That works out to 1-4-12 from the field, just 8.3%, including 1-4-8 from three-point range at 12.5%. That isn't criticism or hate. Those are simply the numbers on the box score.
I just don't understand Bronny James. He takes his pick and roll, he beats his man, he's got him on his hip, and then he fades into him. Why not drop the lob right here? I don't get that.
Stats don't care about hype, storylines, or famous last names. While all the attention was on Bronny, Austin Reaves quietly put together a solid performance, scoring 20 points and looking composed throughout the game. He stayed in rhythm, made smart decisions, and played within the offense. But who dominated the highlight clips? Who had the debate shows talking non-stop? Bronny. The discussion wasn't really about efficiency, consistency, or overall impact. It was about the significance of the moment, rather than what actually happened on the court.
He was throwing it down. Such a good person. Great kid. Really.
Game 2 didn't exactly change the conversation. Bronny received another 23 minutes, but his production remained limited. He finished with 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 5 turnovers. 5 turnovers. The Lakers also fell to Golden State, 111-103. His decision-making looked inconsistent, several possessions broke down, and his production still didn't seem to justify the amount of playing time he was receiving. That's when the discussion became much louder. People started asking a straightforward question. Why is Bronny getting this many minutes right now? And once that question reached the television debate shows, things really heated up. Charles Barkley certainly wasn't interested in sugarcoating his opinion.
You know! Better than me, better than Doggy, better than JJ Redick, better than Rob Pelinka, better than any basketball analysis or analyst that exists. You know what these numbers mean.
Appearing on the Dan Patrick Show, Charles Barkley argued that Bronny should be spending time in the G League, where he could get more meaningful development opportunities. His point was simple. Young players need consistent game experience, not just limited minutes sitting on the bench. Barkley also criticized the Lakers' approach, calling the situation a poor decision and a bad look for the organization. There was no attempt to soften his opinion. He delivered it directly. But the key point is that his criticism wasn't necessarily personal. It was about player development and the traditional path teams use to prepare young guards for the NBA. Developing a prospect should be about what gives the player the best chance to improve, not simply about family connections or protecting a famous last name.
Do you think everybody on the Lakers is fine what LeBron did for his son?
That's a great question. I don't think that matters. He did it. That kid, I wish him nothing but the best. He should be in the G League, getting better as a player. He should have been in the G League all year. I think it was a great story for them to go on the court together.
It's about earning rotation minutes, getting real game reps, and improving against competition that matches your current level. If the Lakers have a legitimate long-term development plan behind Bronny's minutes, then that's understandable. But if his opportunities appear accelerated because of his father's influence, it changes how the entire situation is perceived. Every successful roster depends on clearly defined roles. Players need to understand what they're responsible for, and coaches need to know exactly what each player brings. So the real question is simple. What exactly is Bronny's role right now? Is he a third-string guard? A defensive specialist? Or is the team still trying to figure out where he fits?
How are you doing him favors? We know that he's not ready yet.
Because the preseason production simply hasn't supported that argument yet. Going 1-4-12 from the field isn't enough to consistently pressure a defense, and that's undeniably a difficult shooting night. But struggling as a young player isn't something to be ashamed of. Every prospect has rough games. The bigger issue is whether the player and team are honest about those weaknesses and use them as opportunities to improve. Now the conversation shifts to defense. At around 6 feet 2 inches, is Bronny already capable of being a lockdown perimeter defender? That's where the debate online has become intense. The effort is clearly there. He competes, stays active, and shows a willingness to defend. But effort alone doesn't automatically make someone an elite defender.
It's a father-son thing. It's not about the Lakers. And you're right. I mean, he should be in college, playing for a franchise, for a school in college. Second year, play 25, 28 minutes a night.
Hustle plays are encouraging, but they're not the same as consistently controlling the defensive end. Bronny has shown flashes of energy and effort, but he hasn't reached the point where he's regularly shutting down top scorers or changing games with constant defensive pressure. That kind of impact takes experience, repetition, and time. That's why some critics believe the current situation feels more like a feel-good storyline than a purely basketball-driven decision. And when the numbers continue pointing in the same direction, it becomes harder to ignore. The NBA is ultimately a production-driven league. Playing time is usually earned through impact, and impact is what turns opportunities into consistent rotation minutes.
We love what we're seeing from him in the G League because that's where you belong. As you hone your skills and you get better and you legitimately earn, which I believe he has the potential to do. I am rooting for Bronny James. It would be cruel to root against him. He's a wonderful kid. I wish him nothing but the best. But he's LeBron James' son. And everybody knows what attention that brings.
Right now, there's a noticeable gap between the excitement surrounding Bronny and what he's actually producing on the court. That disconnect is exactly why the debate continues to grow. And this conversation has moved well beyond random comments on social media. Analysts, former players, and NBA insiders are all weighing in, using the early preseason performances as evidence for their arguments. Those first 2 games gave critics something concrete to point to: actual minutes, production, and efficiency. The hype may be massive, but now the numbers are forcing people to ask whether the performance is matching the attention.
He's got potential. I think the kid will be in the NBA one day. I watched him in the G League doing his thing. I think he's going to be fine eventually.
This isn't simply random negativity coming from fans online. The criticism is based on numbers that are right there in the box score. Even Stephen A. Smith addressed the situation publicly and didn't hold back. Speaking directly to LeBron as a father, he essentially urged him to step in and reconsider the situation. That moment quickly spread across social media. Stephen A. argued that Bronny's NBA opportunity appears to be influenced heavily by his family name rather than what he has produced so far. His comments immediately became one of the biggest talking points surrounding the young guard. Bronny, meanwhile, has spoken about his confidence and the work he has put in behind the scenes. His message about the long hours.
I do find myself looking at LeBron James instead of Bronny James. Because LeBron is the basketball savant. LeBron is one of the top 2 greatest players in the history of the game. LeBron has forgotten more basketball than most people would know. So no matter what we think about Bronny, he knows more.
Early mornings and commitment to improving also went viral. The conversation eventually spilled over into the highly discussed courtside interaction between Stephen A. and LeBron. Although Stephen A. later softened his delivery, he never completely abandoned his main argument. Bronny's opportunity appears to involve factors beyond his current production. And that debate isn't going away. When the minutes continue increasing while the numbers remain modest, people are naturally going to question the decision. This isn't coming from just one television personality either. Sports radio, Reddit, X, and basketball communities have all been debating the same issue. The fan base is basically split in half. One side says Bronny deserves patience and time to develop. The other believes the situation looks too much like nepotism. Things can become emotional quickly, and that's when the discussion sometimes moves away from basketball. Supporters may respond by saying critics simply dislike LeBron or don't want to see a father support his son. But that misses the central question. This isn't about whether LeBron should support his son. Of course he should. The basketball question is what gives the Lakers the best chance to win. The preseason losses against Phoenix and Golden State highlight one side of the discussion. LeBron's legendary career and influence represent another. Both realities can exist at the same time, but combining a player's legacy with another player's current production makes objective evaluation much harder. At the same time, the people defending Bronny aren't necessarily being unreasonable. He has shown flashes of potential in the G League, including confidence, athleticism, defensive activity, and improved decision-making. Coaches with South Bay have also praised his work ethic and development. That development path makes sense. Young players need repetition, patience, and meaningful experience. But here's where the criticism becomes understandable. When a player shoots 1 for 12 in one game, follows it with 5 turnovers in the next, and still receives more than 20 minutes in both contests, fans are going to ask questions. That isn't automatically disrespect. They're looking at the same box score everyone else can see. And naturally, some people wonder why those opportunities couldn't instead go toward players who are currently producing more efficiently. JJ Redick, meanwhile, defended Bronny after the loss to Phoenix. He pointed to clear improvement and said Bronny looked like a significantly different player compared with the previous season. That perspective matters. Coaches see practice sessions,